Oops. Fuck! Fuck! That's the wrong game. That's the right game. Fuck! Hello. How's everyone doing? Alright? Headache's not as brutally bastard today, which is quite nice. Hopefully it stays that way. Which would be Gucci. Greetings all, greetings. We can do some Star Trek in about 20 minutes-ish, probably. Just warming up a little bit with a bit of Fondue. Need to do a dungeon, thought I'd stream it. Like we can hang and chill, chat for a bit, and then we'll do some Star Trek. Delicious Star Trek. They haven't patched it, but I also kind of want to play it, so... I was thinking about it, I was like, I could wait for the patch, but... It's like when you're watching a TV show, it's just kind of annoying, isn't it? It's kind of annoying to wait sometimes. Banani. I like this Banani outfit, it's good, good outfit. Top tier Banani, eh? Day drinking? What? I don't drink actually, mate. I haven't had any alcohol for like, I don't know, a couple... Actually, that's not true. I probably had the odd drink here and there, but I haven't like properly drank in like, I don't know, a couple of years. I made the exception when my bestie's around, but... I would say she's a bad influence on me, but I think we're a bad influence on each other. Come on, Banani. There we go. Oh yeah, do you know what I've been reading? Like random thought for you early people. I actually picked up the Twilight Princess manga. I picked up the first couple of books. And do you know what? It's actually pretty good. I'm pleasantly surprised. Pleasantly surprised. I like it. Link is like disturbingly attractive in it though. But then it's two female authors, I think. So maybe they're like delicious Link. The Anarchist Cookbook. That's definitely what I'd go for. Is anyone online? No. Alright, we'll just do a... I'm actually really close to leveling, so I might just do... Could just do a leveling roulette. Could do a normal... I don't know if normal raid would actually get me enough XP. Possibly not. What's it need? Tank. Let's try it. Less than 5 minutes. Alright. Your dad got a copy of it, that's quite funny. Yeah, I feel that trying to get hold of one here would be a bit dodgy, but with the internet, it probably wouldn't be too difficult to get hold of it. I mean, a VPN or, you know, using something like Tor, it's going to solve that problem, but... The only problem is when I hit 90, which is very soon, I'm going to have to, I don't know, gear up my bunny, which is a bit awkward. See what we got here anyway. Hello, Crab. Hello, Arth. Oh, I thought if you're not online, are you, Arth? Otherwise, I'd have checked you in. Hello, Rogue. Hello, Deeks. Hello, Ficky. Hello, Shadow Dupree. Hello, J-Star. Hello, Command. You're lurking. That's alright, it's all good. Oh, I'm really looking forward to Friday to get some Street Fighter going. As Banani say, live long and procreate. Yeah, there's definitely got the procreate bit in there. They do, actually, they are also quite live long in this, yeah. They give Vulcans a run for the money. I forget, I think some of the bunnies on the first are like, they're over a few hundred. I can't remember how old the oldest one is, like at least over 300 years old. But the men, there's a quest where you can try and find what happened to one of the men. Turns out he ran away from all the constant bumming. He was tired. He needed a break. Bit of a tragedy. Roll number 7. Hey, there we go. Hey, Everest. No. Oh well. New dance time. The class leader got her awakening weapon. How'd you try it? How's it work? Alright, well I know what raid we're gonna get. Let's have a look. Deltascape 2. Oh, it's an eyeball creature. Eyeball creature's fun. Ooh, extra poetic. Someone hasn't done this before. Nice. So this one's interesting. You gotta like change gravity depending on what the boss is doing. Oh, I should have jumped for earthquake. That was my bad. At 100 Gs, you come back down, I think. Yeah. Evil sphere. Doesn't look that evil to me, mate. There we go. And back down. Right, so earthquake up, evil, and the whatever the hell that bluey one was down. Oh, we need to be up for this one, I think. Sneaky. Hey, Mogs. Hey, Eldritch. Oh, sorry. I'll have a look at the video in a minute, mate. Some scary red balls. Oh yeah, the floppy, incredible floppy arm man. I think we gotta watch which is the safe one. Is it this one? Yeah. He's getting murked pretty hard, but that looks bad. Oh, this is probably go up, right? Don't face him. Did we stay above the arena? Yeah. The amount of money that's in those numbers is insane. Are they ever gonna do like a deflation? Because it sounds like the economy is fucking wacky. Do we need to go? We need to go down for some of these, I guess. Ah, we go down for this one, I think. Oh, I can't go down. Oh. Oh, there we go. Rip. Hey, I'm good. I definitely did that correctly. And I definitely didn't fuck that up. Ooh. Which one's the wacky inflatable arm man this time? This one, I think. Hey, Jack. So I need to be. Well, I mean, here sounds pretty good. Shit. I hope this doesn't hurt. Oh, it didn't. execute this man. Woohoo! And I didn't level up. That's annoying. GG. There you go. Oh, almost. Almost. The fight's all about up and down, I think, with the gravity, but, yeah. Alright, I need to do, like, one more thing to level up, which is a bit of a touch to do. What can we do? I could do a leveling roulette quickly. Hello, do you want to join me? Will be quick. Trials will be quite quick, and that should get me enough XP, actually. Yeah, you can join. Yeah, you online. Let's have a look. Yeah. Nice. So I need to go as deep, so I don't know if anyone else is able to do either tank or healer. If possible. Tank or healer. You can snack at a push, you prefer deeps. We could just do a trial. We could just do a trial and see how it goes. You sure, Pumpkin? You up for it? You up for it? Yeah, I got faith. Let's do it! You mad woman, let's go! And let's get my repower to 90, which is nice. And I'll continue to have no gear for it and be really sad. Oh, wait, I know what I could do. It's a bit too slow. If this doesn't accept, I'll cancel. Because I can get gear at level 89, I completely forgot about that. It's alright, we'll do it afterwards. We'll go afterwards and get our gear. Oh god, we've been cursed! I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I only stream the most exciting content. What a fucking tragedy. Wait, someone's new to this? Oh wait, because it's leveling roulette, I won't get any. Wait, are you new? Are you new? Can I have a look? Can I stalk you? Maybe they missed this one. Max at the highest level at level 51. Damn, what a pro. I fucking love having new players in this, it's good. Although I would say that is a smidge of an overpull for a new tank, but we'll see how we go. I think that's a bit of an overpull. You might be right though. Pumpkin's going. At least it's not Sastasha. That's what I had with Arth yesterday, the day before. I think it was yesterday, and then John laughed at us. What's this Catman wearing? Is he wearing like a Hawaiian shirt? What a fucking boss. I like it. Come on, team. Avarice, you another species again? Maybe. Yeah, that's what I thought. I respect this guy's fucking hustle though. Like, I don't think I'd pull this many with this dungeon. Just simply because if the healer's not ready for it, it can be quite tough. But Pumpkin's hardcore, so I got faith. I got faith. I can put the Star Trek theme on. The Enterprise one. About having faith to the heart. Not really much of a Final Fantasy song. I was really hoping there'd be a patch, by the way, before Star Trek today, but it's gonna be 1080p, 30 FPS again. Woo! I feel this is one of those fights that just possibly at some point. I distinctly remember maybe like when I first started playing, this could be quite dangerous because you actually had to get the ads here, but I don't think that's really the case anymore. Now we just sleep. Now we can just relax, enjoy the nice scenery. Here you go, we can have a look at Avarice's Elif. Elif? Yeah, Elif. Have a look at Pumpkin's Dragon Girl over there. Very fine. Very nice, everyone. Good stuff. It's always good to have a look around. And now we shall continue murdering the local wildlife. Because it deserves it. Oh no, a bomb! Hey Noble, you're right, dude. We're just murdering the local wildlife. You know how it is. I'm not sure if the magic sprites count as local wildlife, but you know, close enough. Hey lamb. This is one of the shorter dungeons as well. Oh, I've had a reasonably long day. There was a lot of stuff going on at work today, but glad to be back. I'm fucking tired though. Also, I had one of those fun times to work where I got to work where I go to park and the road was shut. And it said road closed for 3 days. I was like, okay, is there a diversion? No, just the road closed. I was like, shit. And luckily I used to live up there, so I kind of know the area, but I was like, shit, I'm gonna have to like try and head map where the hell I need to go to get around this bloody road closure. It took me way longer than it should have done, which was a bit annoying. There you go, that's my rather exciting day for you. Road woes. We haven't missed any thingies, have we? You're the dead fox in your woods. Why are you a dead fox in the woods? Did you slay it? You don't want to be slaying dead foxes. Oh, live foxes, in fact. There's currently a very annoying fox that likes to get into my bin. Which is makes me very sad. Fox wants my remain of my chicken. You can't have it. It's my chicken. You didn't pay for it. Miserable shit. No chicken for you, fox boy. Man, these early dungeons are, I mean, I guess the tank is new, so, and the tank's never been here, right? So, I think this is quite exciting for them, maybe. Maybe they're all, like, really keen. They're like, yeah, this is cool. I don't think they are, but you never know. I love there's, like, 100 and something dungeons in the game, and it gives us hella tally. It's impressive. Alright. That's always a bit sad. That is a bit sad. Oops. It's never nice, obviously, seeing animals, like, passing away or anything, but yeah, hopefully it was as easy as can be for them. We used to have a fox that came to the office at work. We used to feed it dog food. We probably shouldn't have fed it, but we did. He was quite a friendly fox. Although admittedly, he was probably friendlier because we fed it dog food. Nice. I know, and it's almost straight on to the last boss after that. Oh, is that your doggo? It's always good to pet. Hooray! This is a really sad way to get to level 90, actually. What a distressing way to level. And then we go. I think this is one of the optional dungeons, actually, now I think about it. I don't think this is a story one. Which they don't really do anymore. You don't really get optional dungeons. They're all relevant now. Oh no, bro, you don't need to pull everything. What a mad lad. He's going ham. And I think he missed the big dragon, which I'll stun. This tank is just going for it all times. Alright. Perfect. The boss actually is slightly interactive. You actually have to move, out, move in, attack it, stop attacking it. It's quite exciting. Yeah, boss score Bracknach has got the achievement. Good for you. Oh yeah, he's watching the cuts. He's a cutscene skipper? I can't believe this guy. Could you imagine? Imagine skipping cutscenes. D-School Stang. Ban him immediately. I take it all back. I take it all back. He's a sicko. What a sick puppy. Let's go. I swear the Reaper's damage is scaled wrong at low levels. It just seems to be extremely high. Like really, really high compared to like some of the other DPS classes I played at low levels. What if any cutscenes have played Automata? It is heresy, agreed. It's basically illegal. Honestly, it's almost first point. Level 90, baby! Is boss score going to say anything? He's going to say, I enjoyed the... Oh, he did! Oh, I'll take it back. Alright. Pepsi Man. Alright, I'm actually going to go see what my armor is. I'm going to quickly whip my way over to Charlie Ann, see what the armor is, and then we'll load up some stank track. Thank you, Avarice, and thank you, Pumpkin. You reckon it was an alt? Yeah, it could be, actually. They certainly didn't, like, pull mobs like a brand new player. Also, it's nice seeing the city so full. Look at all these people. Alright, let's see what my level 90 are. See what my level 90 armor is. Physical deeps. Death Sickle. The Reaper's Chapeau. The Reaper's Corset. Oh, it's a corset of some sort. Reaper's Arm Guards. The Reaper's... whatever the fuck those are. And the Reaper's Boots. Very nice. And I actually do have some gear that can... slaying. Oh, so the same gear as the Poogle? That's extremely useful. So 65, 65, 65, 605, 69. Okay, that's not terrible. Alright, let's have a look at what this gear looks like then. Right, hold on to your hats, I'm going to have to strip the bunny. The bunny is being stripped, I'm sorry. Sorry, bunny. The bunny has been stripped. It's happened. Can I even wear that hat? Oh, I can! Alright, we can actually wear that hat as a banana. Let's see what we get, shall we? There we go. That's what we look like. I actually think that looks quite nice. I actually like that. That is pretty cash money. What's the weapon, is it? Nice weapon, yeah? Tidy. It is very... yeah, all the Reaper sets are very Bloodborne-y, I think. They've all got that sort of look to them. Nice, that's nice. Is that dyeable? It is if you do... yeah, it is. So I could dye it white. Or red. Do it like Carmen Sandiego. Go for a red one. I thought you actually had to do the role quests, I think, Colin, to get the dye for these, I think. Yeah, it's actually nice that the the ears poke out. I like it. I actually wish more hats would just have the ears. The ears appearing through them. It reminds me of Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced, because the Vieras in that would wear masks very like this, with their ears poking out. For those of you who played that, they'd all have that. Bunnies don't deserve headgear, it's true. Bunnies are scum. Nice set though. Looks good. Oh, what cipher is that? That looks quite nice. Is that the Mandeville one? She's like, pet my stinky face. You're like, yes, kitty. Oh, I checked the video. Not yet, no. Let's have a look at that. Woosa. It's very flashy, isn't it? It's very flashy. I like the starry effect it has on the ground. Looks nice. It's a nice looking weapon, that actually. It's very nice. Yeah, we need to get the baby gremlin. We like the baby gremlin. Alright, so that's Reaper done. Oh yeah, this is the relic weapon so far. This is the relic weapon for the for Heavensward that I've managed to get so far. I think it looks quite nice. I like the effect it's got. I actually really like the next one. This isn't the glowing one, but it's... Excuse the titties. This is the next one, which I think looks good too. With the wings on it. Yeah, that's good. Oh, that one's nice. Is that Heavensward one as well? Oh, it's the Amazing Mandeville Spear. That looks good, that does. I like the effect on that. I want to say my Dank... Oh no, my Dank Knight doesn't have the Amazing... Because I actually replaced it. I've got my Eureka one. Though I do like the Eureka one. I like the sort of glow on it. Fancy. And that's the other relic weapon, which again looks quite nice, I think. That's the Shadowbringers one. Both are pretty tidy. Alrighty. Thank you both. Gonna get some Stank Trek on the go. Oh yeah, I'm dressed as a bunny. Good for tanking. Everyone knows you mean business when you're a bunny. Very fine. Alrighty then. Let me log out of this. Thank you both. Thank you both. Looks respectfully. You're allowed to look respectfully if you're dressed as a bunny. Right, let me load up Stank Trek. I've got to fanny around with this because of the shitty resolution the game runs at, so you have to excuse me a sec while this completely and utterly buttfucks my PC. And then we'll try and get that done. Banani. I can't believe there's no, like, outfit like Mirko from My Hero. Like, I feel this is, like, an obvious, a completely obvious, outfit that should have been done, you know? Right, here we go. Stank Trek, done. Right, so that can go, there we go. Perfect. Right, I need to, oh god, it's already begun. It's already begun. Okay, I need to move this here. And then I can go back in Star Trek. There we go, now I can see. Right, can you all see Stank Trek? Yep, you'll see it? Alright. We shall continue. I don't know where it ports us back off, but... We're back on the bridge. I think we might have to repeat that tiny bit of the last scene we did, I think, maybe. Yeah, we are. That's alright, I'll pretend to be really cool and say the same things. And then everyone's gonna think how amazing I am.
Ambassador Spock, my senior staff.
Sup, y'all? Time for more Trek tangents. Probably. I'll probably end up pausing it a lot to talk about Star Trek.
Captain gets to welcome a Starfleet legend aboard.
I do love that the captain...
You flatter me, Captain Solano.
The captain's busy, like, dropping spaghetti all over his fucking... He's like, whoa! Little spaghetti flies out his pockets. So Ambassador Spock, notice me, senpai.
To suggest you were stuck in the past.
Yeah, I better rescue the captain here.
You're right, Ambassador.
Oh god. Oh no! Where's my mouse?
Choice of words.
Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? Uh-oh.
Your experience comes from the past.
I don't have a mouse!
But our present situation
Panic!
calls for it.
True enough.
We were hoping you could fill us in on the details. We got the basics
Okay.
from Starfleet.
Okay, controller it is.
Two formerly peaceful neighbors are now on the brink of war.
Sorry, I've now got to fanny around with the chat window. No! Stop it. Okay. There we go.
And the tension between them grows fiercer by the hour. Olivia and Hotari.
Imagine not using a controller.
Illyrians are the more advanced
What are those? I'm sorry.
species. They made first contact with the Hotari over a century ago. This is
Oh really? That's a bit sad, Vicky. How come?
Hotari moon. It is rich in dilithium, and for decades, the Hotari and the Illyrians have shared.
We did see this at
mining
the end last time,
operation.
but let's pretend we
The
didn't.
Illyrians provide the technological resources, while the Hotari have served as the labor force. The stability of that arrangement was the source of their peace until recently.
I can't pause it?
The Hotari have suddenly and forcefully seized
Literally
control
nothing works anymore. Why? Why does nothing work
of
anymore?
mining operations, and expelled the Illyrians from their system. That is the official story.
I'm gonna replug my
As told
controller.
by the Hotari when they requested Federation mediation. But the details.
Okay, we're good. We're good. Sorry, now I've got to redo the chat window again. Why have I been cursed, sir? There we are. Okay, we're good now. Alright.
Remain scant. Communications between all parties have been limited by the ionic interference.
Have the Illyrians retaliated against the Hotari? Or taken any action against them?
Surprisingly, they have not yet responded.
There we go. We're good. We're good. We're safe.
They were open to a Federation.
Interesting. The point I was going to say, and to do some Trek-related pausing here, is this is very similar to an episode. I want to say it was. I want to say it was a Next Gen episode where there was two species from either two species on the same planet, or was it two species on neighboring planets, where one of them were more scientifically advanced and used a less scientifically advanced and less intelligent version of their species as, or the offshoot of their species as, like, laborers. And slowly but surely, the laborers were getting more and more intelligent, but the laborers were also immune to this disease that was affecting the planet. And there was a Prime Directive snafu about whether they should rescue them from the disease or let nature take its course, because maybe this was a thing that was going to happen. But there's also another Trek episode where there are, again, two species. One of them, again, more scientifically advanced, and this was two planets, I think, but they made a drug for the other species, and they said that they needed it, and they had to have this drug to protect them. And the drug had crazy withdrawal properties, and, like, the entire planet was, like, hooked on this drug. The entire planet was hooked on this drug. And, it's all about, and the Enterprise steps in, and it's all about whether they're going to give them that drug or not.
Presence. But it is unlikely the relatively primitive Hotari forces would stand a chance against the Illyrian fleet
Drugs.
in open war. Left unchecked, this conflict will result in more bloodshed, which is what we are here to prevent.
And the dilithium trade hangs in the balance.
Yeah, she's very attractive as far as,
Clearly
you
the
know,
Hotari
like,
have been
being
exploited
across
in this
species. You know, it could have gone either way,
Maybe
really.
we can persuade them peace is the more
Feels like the
profitable
human side won out for the
alternative
most part.
They both profited from the mines. And for the Hotari, something is better than nothing. Peace is our objective, after all.
Ooh,
It is correct.
If we could convince them, it would restore the peace. But we would need the Hotari to accept a difficult compromise.
Made all the more difficult by the emotions flaring on both sides, no doubt.
Neither the Illidians or the Hotari are members of the Federation, so we can't make them do anything.
There is
Oh yeah, there's bullshit, guys. Any chance I can boost the audio? Probably? Let's see what I can do. Yes. I can put it up another 10 notches. How's that? And we'll try that. Should we try that?
Factor I should
Better?
mention. In the past, the Federation has relied on the Illidians as a source of dilithium.
A bit?
That certainly changes things.
I could do it some more, potentially.
Federation sources its dilithium from a lot of places.
Yeah, and this is one of them.
We could use that as leverage with the Illidians. They'll want the Federation to continue buying from them.
There might be something to that, Commander.
Putting that on the table could make the Hotari more hostile.
Given the Federation's involvement in the Illidian dilithium
They do look like ball sacks on those guys.
Captain Solano and I must make every effort to appear...
That's the guy from Star Wars who's like, I don't like you. And he looks over to his mate, he's got the balls. He's like, my friend doesn't like you either. And he's like, "Roar, roar, roar, roar. We're wanted men." And you're like, alright, chill out, dude.
...control in these negotiations.
What worries me is if this whole thing unravels and we're at the mercy of the storm at less than full strength.
We can't let it come to that.
Agreed.
Considering what the Ion Storm has done to our ship and the Ambassador's shuttle, we have to assume the Illidian fleet has had problems with it as well. This recent surge in the energy disturbance temporarily levels the playing field.
Commander Westbrook is correct. The energy anomalies around the Hotari systems have been noted in the past.
If it's keeping the two sides talking instead of shooting at each other, that actually helps us negotiate a peace.
And we'll take advantage of that as long as it works in our...
That guy's a doctor? What?
And when it doesn't,
That's outrageous.
All the more reason to learn as much about it as we can while we are here. We do not want to be caught unprepared, should the energy anomaly continue to fluctuate. So I trust we understand our circumstances.
We're operating on a strict timetable here, and we're going to be leaving for the negotiations shortly. Commander Westbrook, I want you to leverage our systems to investigate the anomaly from here while we're gone.
aye, Captain.
Thank you all.
Dismissed.
Oh, it's always nice to see Spock, you know?
I want to speak to both of you privately.
Wait, can you do that?
Ambassador Spock, I'd like to make a formal introduction. My first officer, Commander Jara Rydek.
Commander, as you are aware, there are limits to what Captain Solano and I can do in our official capacity as representatives of the Federation.
His voice
But
is good, isn't
someone in an unofficial capacity, your first officer, for example, would not be bound by those restrictions. Commander Rydek could ingratiate herself to certain parties behind the scenes, where they may be more candid in
Sneaky.
revealing information that could lead to a resolution.
She certainly knows how to say the right things. At least when she wants to.
Oof.
It would be unconventional, but I'm not opposed to it.
I'm perfectly happy to work outside the lines.
And by extension, you will be doing your duty, Commander.
Just not too far outside the lines.
Wouldn't dream of it, Captain.
Well, I hope Commander Rydek will have more luck finding out what really happened than we will through official diplomatic channels.
The fate of the negotiations, the interests of the Federation, and the prospect for peace
Subtitles?
may very well depend on it.
Subtitles? Did they just didn't appear? You need to subtitle everything, otherwise there's no point. That was extremely aggressive de-warping there.
Mr. Diaz, I understand you have already discussed the warp drive failure with Ambassador Spock?
I have.
It is imperative that the Ambassador's shuttle be flight ready. I need you both to ascertain the root cause of the system failures he encountered.
I'm surprised, Commander. I thought you would have wanted to work on Ambassador Spock's shuttle yourself.
I respect the Ambassador and his many accomplishments, but I do not derive any satisfaction from interacting with his shuttle as if it were somehow transubstantiated through its association with it.
Savage.
Especially when I have the entirety of this starship to concern myself with.
The Ambassador asked me to take a look, and I'm ready to crack this thing open.
Good. You could learn from Mr. Diaz's focus.
I'll take notes.
Then I will leave you to it. Make note of any abnormalities.
Don't
in
lick
your
his shuttle.
report. Carry on.
Is entry and exit from warp pretty
It
peaceful?
seems like he's warming up to us.
I wouldn't say it's peaceful per se, but it's not normally they decelerate a bit, I don't know, less explodey than that, I suppose. But it's probably more for video game dramatic effect in a way, I suppose. Like, the entry to warp is quite violent, in a way. Like, what you tend to see, especially on some of the ships, the nacelles, which are the big glowing blue bits at the back, they start powering up as the warp drive starts getting faster and faster. The warp drive's in the center of engineering. So that sort of powers up, gets faster and faster, and chucks more energy into it. The nacelles start getting brighter and brighter and brighter. I don't know how the actual drive works, because shrug. It's sci-fi, but what the nacelles seem to explode with energy. It rockets the ship forward, and then it sort of passes out of normal space into warp space. And this all goes bang, and then you see that sort of star shape, the white star shape, as it disappears into regular warp. When it comes out of warp, it sort of drops out of that star straight in. It doesn't normally go bang, but they've done that since the movies a bit more. It could just be that's how they want to do it now because the tech's a bit better. But,
Yeah.
Even the little shuttles have little nacelles on them.
Even Chovok has to look at that face and know you've earned some real respect. And I have to admit that I owe you one. You were right to make me
Don't
go
forget
first.
it.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Nah.
You've pulled me out of trouble how many times? Call it even.
Okay. At the very least, maybe I can track down that bottle of Saurian brandy you're still on the hook for. But first, we have work to do.
Yeah, there's lots of different FTLs style in Star Trek. You've got you got regular warp, you got sub warp, you got impulse sub warp, which is where they can move relatively quickly, but it's not in a warp. I mean, that's traditional sort of impulse. But the ships can still move very, very quickly. So they can still travel very fast, but just it's sublight. Then you got the warp drive, which is fast and light travel. You've got trans warp, which is what the Borg ships tend to use, which is a faster version of warp, I suppose, for lack of a better term. Where they use trans space, I think. It's something a bit different. And there's different sort of and there's also warp, not warp. That's the right word. Wormholes, which is another form of fast and light travel, but in a slightly different method, where you've got at the very least you hope there's two ends to the wormhole, otherwise you're gonna have a bad time. It feels very Swan Song. It's less Swan Songy and more Telltale, The Walking Dead or The Wolf Among Us. I think Swan Song was a bit more wander around at the same time, whereas this is a bit more on rails, I guess. The plot so far to this game, we are either Commander, or Jara, or Carter. Carter's the engineering chap. Jara's the commanding officer. She's the second in command. Jara's new because the old commanding officer quit or exploded. We're not quite sure what, due to an accident that killed 22 people, so we've been chosen to replace them. We are friends with the captain, though he doesn't really look like it at the moment. He looks pretty sour about that. Whereas Carter is one of the engineering staff. He's a petty officer, so not anyone just crazy important, but he's good at what he does. There's the main plot so far. There seems to be a dodgy anomaly in this system. The same system in which Ambassador Spock and the captain are trying to broker peace between two races of aliens who need to get on. But the Federation has a personal stake in this because it's a dilithium source. Dilithium is what powers the fast and light drives. So dilithium is needed to do fast and light travel, so of course it's very valuable. That's the kind of rough rundown. FTL used for travel between systems, but mass relays for bigger distances. Yeah, I mean, the Mass Effect relays were better, if anything. The Mass Effect relays in that are really burly. Whereas FTL, Warp 9, can get them between systems very quickly, but it's still takes a while, depending. Like, light years will still take time to travel. Wormholes are probably the answer to that, but they're natural and a bit random. So, there are stable wormholes, but they're very rare. Then there's unstable wormholes, which is a bit of a crapshoot because you don't know where the end is, and it can be, or it might not have an end, and that's really risky. So they're a bit dodgier. But the Borg have, I guess, what's called transwarp conduits. It's like a transwarp hub, and that can basically shit them across the universe extremely fast. It can shit them across the very, very fast. But that's relegated to the Borg, because they've got sort of unique tech about it. The interesting thing about, Star Trek Warp is actually pretty comfy. They can run the warp drives at not max speed all the time, obviously, because it doesn't do the engine any good, but like they can run it at like sub-max speed for very, very long times, like, you know, days at a time sometimes. And it's pretty chill. It just, you go, you travel, you arrive. It's very rare that anything bumps you out. There's a few weird caveats to it. There's, you can't warp within a system, normally. I think you have to get out of the system to warp. Because I think warping within a system does something fucky to the like surrounding space a little bit. Also, if a warp core explodes, like actually properly explodes around an area, it can disrupt space and can stop anyone using warp around that. So I think a lot of the ships, even when they get exploded or even when they get detonated, their warp drives they like shut down rather than detonate. It's really weird. There is warp core breaches which can affect things, but does the Ixion to the system? Yeah, it can. I think the idea is it could do. But yeah, there you go. Sorry, there's your random pause for the minute.
All set. Let's run the diagnostic.
Let's do it. I shall put beep. I love the way he moved his fingers there. Beautifully animated.
So, I know about your talk with Miranda.
Well, news travels first.
You do?
She sent me a Priority 1 dispatch right after your conversation. I'm happy for you. Both of you.
Oh, thanks, man.
Thanks.
But I'm only going to tell you this once. Don't screw this up. Because I would be very unhappy if you tried this out and then, I don't know, 6 weeks or 6 days later, I have to start splitting holidays between the two of you. All because things went south and you're not on speaking terms. That just isn't gonna work for me.
That's not gonna happen, okay? And why are you even going there? We haven't even gone on a date yet.
I just want you to know where I stand. I like my friends and I like our group. I don't want to lose that.
Yeah, that's true.
Is that thing done yet?
Yeah, it's wrapping up. Let's see. The relays along the primary EPS are blown. The backup relays are all intact.
An EPS overload from the warp drive could cause that. But how did the shuttle end up dead in the water?
Huh. Well, maybe the ship's data recorder can tell us something.
This is actually pretty cleverly written so far, like in terms of like the sci-fi stuff. I like it.
Here.
Ooh.
They were only about 8 minutes from their plotted warp point. No faults, just those warnings.
Oh god, their Windows error codes. We're never going to find anything. Have you gone into the event log? Yes, all it just says is there was a failure in a DLL. Well, which DLL? It isn't telling me! I don't know! Fuck! Then it said it has a random shutdown. Okay, what did the random shutdown tell you? Nothing! Ah! An error occurred. Shut the... Subspace variance.
Subspace variance out of tolerance. What does that mean?
I don't know.
It means the main navigation array lost sight of space somehow.
Will the array going offline cause that?
Yes, but it should have also thrown a fault code.
Wait, the game is suddenly running at 60 frames per second then? What the fuck?
There was a complete
What?
warp cascade failure.
Wow. They're lucky the shuttle didn't turn inside out.
Makes me think the computer panicked on the warp field equation.
Okay. I mean, I'm happy it's running better, but that's weird.
The warp field became inverted suddenly.
I've seen this happen when
No,
the
we didn't get
center warp
patched,
coil
no.
cracks.
A cracked warp coil throws a fault code.
Still, we should take a look. Any one of these failures should have thrown a fault.
If it was caused by a system failure.
None of this caused the relays to blow. Roll forward to when that happened.
I bet it's a bug.
Yes, ma'am.
It bugged into a slightly better frame rate.
So here, they take a moment to get their bearings and they attempt to re-engage the warp drive.
There. That's the relays blowing.
Whee!
And look, there's another warp system alert.
Alright, what's this one say then?
They're all the same. Subspace variants out of tolerance, or warp inversions. Finally, there's a complete warp cascade failure.
Then it's one of two things. Either a warp coil is cracked, or the navigation array is offline.
That makes sense.
Divide and conquer. You want to check the warp coils or the navigation array? I'll check the other.
Ooh, I'll take
Not
the warp coils.
overcomplicate this. One of these systems is likely broken.
I'll check the nacelles for a cracked coil.
Yeah, let's check the nacelles. Those are the blue things at the bottom there. Those are the nacelles. Your tricorder can record and analyze data. Looking through it will reveal the unseen. Press X to equip or holster your tricorder. Tricorders are basically portable PCs and scanners in one. Hold rudder to scan them. You must be close to some objects to scan them. Okay. Wait, what? What? Why did it take me back to the fucking... Why was that even an option? Why was that even an option? For some reason the tutorial took me back to the main menu. Ow! Sorry. Sorry. I mean, also can't skip this. That's my bad.
Mr. Diaz, I understand you have already discussed the warp drive failure
This
with
seems
Ambassador
familiar.
Spock.
I have.
It is imperative that the Ambassador's shuttle be flight ready.
Why do you even have that
I
level?
need you
Why
both
is there
to
a button that
ascertain
takes you from the
root cause
tutorial
of
to the main
system
menu?
failures he
Randomly.
encountered.
I'm surprised, Commander. I thought you would have wanted to work on Ambassador Spock's shuttle yourself.
I respect the
This seems
Ambassador
familiar.
and his many accomplishments.
Hey, Lily.
But I do not derive
You're right.
any satisfaction from interacting with his
Oh, did I not
shuttle
change it?
as if it were somehow transubstantiated.
Did I not change it to Snack Track? Sorry. That's going to be annoying for the VOD watchers. Sorry, folks.
Through its association with him. Especially when I have the entirety of this starship to concern myself with.
The ambassador asked me to take a look, and I'm ready to crack this thing open.
Good. You could learn from Mr. Diaz's
The
focus.
fucking chin on this Vulcan.
I'll take
You can
notes.
open cans with that thing.
Then I will leave you to it. Make note of any abnormalities in your report. Carry on.
It seems like he's warming up to us.
Yeah.
Even Chovok has to look at that face and know you've earned some real respect. And I have to admit,
Saying on the PC is randomly slowing down times. Eventually found the problem. It's a driver.
you were right.
Which
to
driver?
make me
You,
go first.
you
I
don't
know
ever
what
need
I
to. You
was
don't ever need to know
thinking.
which driver. It's not important.
You've pulled me out of trouble how many times? Call it even.
Okay. At the very least, maybe I can track down that bottle of Saurian brandy you're still on the hook for.
This all seems very familiar.
But first, we have work to do.
Do you know? I always kind of like the uniforms. I think the uniforms look quite nice.
Ready to go?
All set. Let's run the diagnostic.
Beep. Beep.
So,
Deja vu.
I know about your talk with Miranda.
Your Witcher 2 issues. What's going on?
You do?
She sent me a Priority 1 dispatch right after your conversation. I'm happy for you. Both of you.
Thanks.
But I'm only going to tell you this once. Don't screw this up.
No
because
filching.
I would be very
Damn it.
unhappy if you tried this out and then, I don't know, 6 weeks or 6 days later, I have to start splitting holidays between the two of you. All because things went south.
I was going to do the
and
same
you're
option we
not
did
on
last time
speaking
to keep it
terms.
consistent.
That's not gonna happen, okay? And why are you even going there? We haven't even gone on a date yet.
Yeah, it's just like I've been. It's just
I
like being at
want
work,
you to know
Lenny.
where I
Love it.
stand. I like my friends and I like our group. I don't want to lose that. Is that thing done yet?
Yeah, it's wrapping up.
What happened to his
See,
mouth?
The
He's
relays
grimacing.
along the
He's
primary
like,
EPS are blown. The backup relays are all intact.
An EPS overload from the warp drive could cause that. But how did the shuttle end up dead in the water?
The mouth movements.
Well,
The
maybe
mouth
ship's
movements
data
are a
report
bit.
can tell us
I think the
something.
lip syncing generally is pretty solid, but it's a little bit odd, isn't it? Like I said, the story in this is really good, but it's just a terrible port and it's kind
They
of
were
ugly.
only about 8 minutes from their plotted warp.
It's really weird. It doesn't look like a game that
No
released this
fault,
year. Do you know
just
what I mean?
those warnings. What are they?
I mean, some things do. Like the uniforms are incredibly high res. Like the uniforms look really nice.
Subspace
Look at all the
variants
ridges and all
out
the
of
fabric. It looks
tolerance.
good.
What does that mean?
It means the main navigation array lost sight of space somehow.
This
the
released.
array
This
going
was released
offline,
about a
Krauser?
week ago.
Yes, but it should have also thrown a fault code.
The warp field became inverted suddenly.
I've seen this happen when the center warp
This
coil
year,
cracks.
yeah.
A cracked warp coil throws a fault code.
Still, we should take a look.
I mean, some things show the fact it's more modern, right? The hair looks pretty good,
There was a complete warp cascade failure.
and again, while it's a bit strange
They're
with the
lucky the
mouths,
shuttle
the
didn't
lip
turn
syncing
inside
itself
out.
is pretty solid.
Makes me think the computer panicked on the warp field equation.
Some textures are really nice,
Any one of these failures should have thrown a fault.
but
was
there's a
caused
lot of
by a
things that are just a
system
bit like,
failure.
ew.
None of this caused the relays to blow. Roll forward to when that happened.
Yes, ma'am.
So here, they take a moment to get their bearings and they attempt to re-engage the warp drive.
That's kind of weird,
There.
Noble.
That's the relays blowing.
No error, no nothing. Did you go into the event log itself and
look,
actually check?
There's another warp system alert.
Because the event log actually might give a clue why it refused to boot. Because it might tell you that in there.
They're all the same. Subspace variants out of tolerance or warp inversions. Finally, there's a complete warp cascade failure.
Then it's one of two things. Either a warp coil is cracked or the navigation array is offline.
That makes sense.
Divide and conquer. You want to check the warp coils or the navigation
See,
array?
this time it's running
I'll
at
check
30
the other.
FPS rather than 60.
Let's not overcomplicate this. One of these systems is likely broken.
At least
I'll
it's not
check in the
Gollum.
cells
That's
for
very
that.
true. Like, if this was as bad as Gollum, or, you know, I'd have been sad. Like, I'm sure there's Lord of the Rings fans that are really hoping Gollum would be burly. See? X is main menu. What kind of sick fuck puts a main menu prompt on a tutorial? Jesus. Oh, this is cool. You never really get a good look at what the screen of the tricorder actually looks like. Some objects you would scan will activate a deep scan. Use L and B to switch between the different scan modes to search for glowing objects. The mode indicators on the tricorder will blink if there's an object defined in that mode. When you scan all objects, the frame will change color. Okay. The centicles guide the warp field through its focal event, maintaining a collimated thrust vector. Okay. The leading coils show evidence of routine maintenance to repair microabrasions. Alright. So they're all okay, I guess. What's going on with these ones? In their standby state, warp coils produce a residual electromagnetic field. Just check all the different scans here.
I checked every coil on the port nacelle for imbalances. If any coil in either engine were cracked, I would have detected it. So, it must be the navigation array.
Except it's not.
What?
Checked and double-checked.
Well, the readings don't lie.
Here comes the security detail for the way team.
Hoi! The way they walk with their arms out is really weird.
I'm not here.
Nice. Smooth.
We're escorting the negotiating team to the surface as soon as they come down from the bridge. I don't want to interrupt some important work. I was just hoping to see you before I go. The captain and the others will be here any minute now. Should be an interesting ride down to the surface.
Come on, I'm never too busy to make time for you.
That's not true.
No. But I am glad you came by.
No, that's more accurate.
Heal him up.
I gotta be precise with you, huh?
Hey, Maris. Aren't these those button pushers you're always hanging out with?
And you're the phaser jockeys we always beat in Parisi squares, right?
They're not red shirts. No, security are
All
yellow.
aboard for Hotari.
That another one of the captain's railroad things?
Gotta be. I just usually zone out by the time he gets to the whole, steam engines were the warp drives of their day part. Catch y'all later.
You don't want to miss your train.
Her tattoos. Oh, they're her markings from as a trill. They go all the way down.
I have to go. Not gonna lie, I'd rather not leave right now. More important things on my mind.
Do me a favor. Come back safe.
Deal.
I don't think you can kill. Well, when they're at work, I'm not sure how professional that'd be.
Be seeing you.
Oh, we actually should check our things, right? As Carter. Petty Officer Edsler was reminded how much she values her friendship with Carter when he says she doesn't owe him anything for letting her go over first on the hull. Miranda loved Carter's charming personality when they were saying goodbye in the docking bay. Lieutenant Commander Chovek approved of Carter's eagerness to work on the Ambassador Spock shuttle, and Ambassador Spock was impressed by Carter's skilled use of the tractor beam. Oh, that's always nice. Now, Kith.
Edsalarda Diaz.
She's an
If you
Ayla
can fall
Mao
back
here.
down to reality, we still have a ways to go.
But how do I work with this crippling erection?
All right, where were we?
So, the warp coils in the navigation array are fine, but
Hey, Jaeger.
the nav computer doesn't
It's all
seem
going pretty good.
I'm out of ideas short of field stripping the shuttle from bow
How are
to
you?
stern.
You wanna take this out of the shuttle and throw it on the bench?
Oh, real hands-on maintenance. I like it. Okay, the nav computer is patched into the ship.
The ship's
That's
computer
the
can
warp
double-check
core.
our work.
So that's the warp core behind them. They're in engineering now. That was quite a dramatic cut. I feel that they possibly could have done with a small segue to getting to engineering, but never mind. Yeah, so that's just a warp core itself behind them for the actual
The
ship.
shuttle's nav computer's putting out false data. We'll know it.
Let's run through the shuttle's logs again.
Running now.
I mean, trills are mostly humanoid or human, like a lot of them. So they do look like standard humans for the most part, just with the sort of leopardy bits.
Same. Warp field inversion and a cascade failure. However, the Resolute computer doesn't show the same subspace variance.
We're in the same conditions that the shuttle was in when it failed. Why wouldn't the ship's computer get a matching result?
What if the subspace variance was a momentary occurrence?
That's a possibility, and it would explain why the simulation under our current sensor readings failed to reproduce the issue.
Spooky.
But a subspace anomaly strong enough to cause a warp field collapse would leave graviton ripples for days.
Let's run with the momentary subspace variance theory for now. Roll forward to the shuttle's attempt to re-engage the warp drive. We need the conditions of space around the shuttle at the moment of warp failure.
Makes sense.
Resuming simulation.
I dig it. Wouldn't it be funny if it just turned out that Spock stalled it? He's getting old and he just doesn't know how to drive his fucking space car anymore. Okay, lift up the clutch a bit. Ambassador, you've got to give it more gas. See, we stalled. Hold on. Okay, there we go.
Error in warp field calculation. Cochrane formula variables are out of range.
He left the handbrake
That
on.
right there. Take the shuttle sensor data from that moment.
Computer, why did the warp field calculation fail?
Warp field pressure return non-orthogonal. Results are undefined.
That doesn't help.
Wait, what if we use a different ship?
Put the Resolute into the simulation instead of the shuttle.
Yeah, it should warp just fine. Unless... Computer, run the simulation with the Resolute.
The computers on these ships are really fucking burly. They're not sentient. In that, they're not like they're not AI as such. They're like the Mass Effect what do they call them, VIs, I guess. They're very, very clever, and they can do a lot of shit at once, but they're not autonomous.
Simulated.
Computer, give me manual control on the warp power.
That's why Data's so burly, in Star Trek, because Data is actual an AI, he's artificial intelligence, and that's really, really rare. To the point where they believe, at the time of Next Generation, they believe Data's the only one. Does Star Trek have data other than Data? No, I don't think so. At least not this at least not that they're aware of. That is completely non-organic initially.
Static field intensity, warp 1.1, 1.2. Warp pressure is destabilizing. Air in
That's what I
warp
said at the start,
calculation.
Max Twin.
The
I
warp drive
was
is
being coy, damn it.
System-wide cascade failure. Warp field collapsed. Subspace variance is out of tolerance. Cochrane formula results are undefined.
Bingo.
What?
I mean, there's Law, there's B4, there's Data, there's Data's daughter, sort of, quote quote, and any other Noonien Sung related shenanigans.
The same moment when the shuttle failed to warp, so did the ship.
Ah.
Whatever happened to the shuttle just happened to us. The Resolute will not sustain warp.
We can't leave Hotari space.
Well, that's bad. Be a little bit awkward if we have to like travel here extremely slowly. I like the sort of pinky sort of color of the ships they got there. The seat of power. This looks alright. Everyone looks pretty tall though.
Ambassador Spock, Captain Solana, welcome to Hotari. We are honored you have come.
She's pretty
My
tall.
name is Tylos Altaris, Minister of Diplomatic Affairs.
More like the Minister of fucking benching. Look at the size of her. If you step like 1 inch out of line, I will crush you like the bug you are.
Honor is ours, and this is Commander Jara Rydick, first officer aboard the USS Resolute. You'll find she has a keen mind and unique insight into the dynamics between the Hotari and the Illydians.
We are honored to be here as representatives of the Federation.
I'm so glad.
These must be the representatives of the mighty Federation.
That was
the reigning
rude.
authority in the galaxy. Or so we've been led to believe. Whether that's true or not remains to be seen. But, either way, we're grateful you've made the time to come to our little corner of the universe.
And you are?
This is Galvin, and this is Citron, the heroes of the revolt in the mines.
Alright, ready for Scowlin? These aliens are surprisingly high res.
Let's hope this is the last time we ever have to come here.
Hello, Liam O'Brien, again. Good
If
to
you'll
hear you.
Excuse me.
Hussy.
I think we're about to begin.
Did you hear the arrogance from that guy? I don't know what we're walking into here. But that guy was something.
Something about his tone tells me this won't be easy.
That was my sense as well.
I doubt he speaks for all of Hotari. So I would urge patience until we speak with their queen.
Liam's great, yeah. Oh, I shall BRB 2 seconds. Ugh, won't be a sec. I'd say entertain yourselves, but you know, I know what you like. BRB. Preemptive on panicking. We do have a lot of emotes, yeah. We got tons. She's Sailor Moon. Oh, is she? That's great. There's quite a lot of famous voice actors in this thing. Do we bow? We should follow suit. Do we have a choice? Show difference. Show strength? Deference?
Ambassador Spock, welcome to Holtari Prime.
The honor is mine, Your Majesty.
That the Federation would send one of their most respected
Evaluate the
representatives
arguments.
is not only an honor to the Holtari people and their queen, but a recognition of our stature and importance.
Let's get on with it, shall we? With all due respect to the Federation and their ambassador, they have no authority here. We are not members of their alliance. We are not subject to their rule, nor yours. We demand the immediate return of all mining operations to Elydian control, as it has been for centuries and will be for centuries more. That has always been our understanding.
That understanding has changed.
Then you invite war.
And if you cannot remain silent, you will be silenced. But his point is well taken. What is the Federation's interest in this matter? Perhaps you would have us trade one oppressor for another?
The Federation remains neutral. Our only interest is the peaceful resolution of this conflict.
And all the dilithium they have.
We are here at your request, Your Majesty.
For now.
Saying this wouldn't be easy was an understatement. I thought they wanted us here.
Was there something you wanted to say, Captain?
Oh, no. My apologies.
And what about the Kobliad?
She's not part...
She can speak for herself, can't she?
Alright.
Then let her.
Nice shoes. Very fine. The aliens are the aliens are crazy high res. Is anyone else noticing this? Like their models are like redonkulously detailed. It's just strange. Like they look good. We should probably be quite nice to the Queen.
Now then, one should know their place. What you might be somewhere else is not what you are here.
These are new
It
alien
is
designs. Yes, they're new.
Before a queen. And a queen deserves respect. A bow is not too much to ask. Is Hotari Prime, heart of the Hotari system?
My apologies, Your Majesty. I meant no disrespect.
Better. You are Kobliad. Your people suffered brutal treatment at the hands of the Cardassians.
Again, for context, the Cardassians are the sort of one of the main antagonists of Deep Space Nine, and some of the Next Generation as well. They sort of kicked off one of the big wars of part of the show. For those who don't know, the Cardassians, yeah, exactly, the evil Cardassians.
Their injustice towards the Kobliad is as unimaginable as it is unforgivable. Not unlike how we have been treated by the Elydians.
As much as they'd have you believe they are the victims here, remember it was the Hotari who attacked us. Hundreds of innocent Elydians were slaughtered without mercy in those mines.
The blood is on their hands, not ours.
Quiet!
I kind of feel the Queen isn't the right... this isn't a neutral enough of a venue, is this, to make this work? Like, there's a power dynamic problem here already that's going to make this a lot harder. then again, because then neither are members of the Federation, they can't sort of enact a we should meet on neutral ground jobby.
If after all the Kobliad suffered, you finally had the chance to right that wrong, to get out from under their control, would you take it? Or would you negotiate a peace?
I would right the wrong. I would seek the peace. Yeah, I mean, we're going to be Federation chummies, aren't we, here?
There is no remedy for what the Kobliad suffered. And I fear who we might have become in pursuit of it. There is no justice
Could be
if
no blush,
the
yeah.
oppressed become the oppressor. So I would willingly accept a peaceful resolution if it were offered. That is the real opportunity.
It's probably not what she wants to hear, but, you know.
You may be right. Unfortunately, that was not the case, was it?
No, it was not.
Peace is often elusive to those who need it most. The Federation is the most powerful, most advanced alliance in the galaxy. It's widely known we have an abundance of dilithium in our mines. And it's in your interest to secure a steady supply.
Your Majesty, if I may.
Ambassador Spock would have us believe you're here as a neutral...
Spock's like, oh shit, this is getting south. Better step in. Now, Ambassador, if I could just quickly, explain our situation here a minute.
Party in the interest of peace. So why are you really here? I want the truth, not your Federation rhetoric.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
It's possible the Federation has an interest in both peace and securing a steady source of dilithium. One does not preclude or prevent the other. But that's just my personal opinion.
Given the Federation has done business with the Elidians.
Yeah, she's too smart to... This lady's too smart to lie to her, right? She'll smell our bullshit. She'll smell our bullshit, like, from miles away. There's no point, like, lying to her right now. It won't get us anything.
I would agree. It's entirely possible, if not highly likely.
What they haven't said, but cannot deny, is a simple truth. The dilithium trade would not and will no longer exist without Lydian involvement.
It's interesting. Do they not like it? Oh no. Captain Solano thought Jara handled a complex situation as well as could be expected when the Hatari Queen put her on the spot. Well, that's nice. Ambassador Spock thought Jara performed well under pressure when she was being questioned. Well, like, yeah. The captain's less scowly now, which is kind of nice.
Created it for the benefit of everyone, especially the Hotari.
It does, Kapunkt, I agree, actually.
We've given them warp technology. We've let them share in the profits. We've made their lives infinitely better than before dilithium was discovered. All of that goes away if the Federation turns a blind eye to their treachery.
That is enough of your lies! The Hotari are quite capable of running the mines. We've done so for centuries. So tell me, who deserves control of the dilithium trade and the mines on Tau?
This is going south.
Who should the Federation recognize? The Hotari or the Elidians?
Both parties are relevant here. Wait, what?
Only be one or the other.
Nope.
Not
I'm actually going to stay silent here. This is not our place to say this. Let's see what happens. Oh. Wait, it just freezes? That's actually kind of interesting. I figured it would, like, we could actually stay silent. That's a nice silence was potentially the best option. The Illidians are clearly shifty at something, and there's something going on. The Hatari responded in possibly excessive force. It could be the timer is to facilitate the more natural flow of conversation. We don't have enough information there. We'll go with the Hatari for now, because I think we can potentially get into their good side. The Queen has already shown, so logically, right, the Queen has already shown sympathy towards us due to what happened with our species and the Cardassians. That's a good in. Spock's asked us to get in on their like good sides anyway, so it's not like they're gonna have a problem with this. We're gonna take a side here, and what we're gonna do is try and get in their good books and work out what actually happened. So I think we'll go with the Hatari.
If I have to choose only one, then it would have to be the Hotari.
Well said. How could the just and wise Federation make any other choice?
This is an outrage. The Federation has lost all credibility.
Mines are ours. Lydia will not be deterred.
Alright, Liam O'Brien.
We'll take back our mines by any means necessary.
Then you will see more blood spilled.
I am more than willing to address your concerns, Your Majesty. Yours as well, Representative. But I suggest we could have a more productive conversation with a smaller group. Perhaps only the most essential representatives.
I suppose there is some sense to that.
Spock rescued that. Down batteries, no horny. Bonk. We need the bop hammer.
I hope we meet again.
Commander Jara Rydek, Your Majesty.
It's been a pleasure, Commander Rydek.
That was rough. Look at that badass marble stone door. Look at that thing. That is fucking hardcore.
Spock and I will cover everything on the diplomatic front. You make nice with the locals and see if you can get some answers. We need to find out why the Hotari are so willing to risk war. What happened in those mines?
It's all been a ploy. Speak with members of each faction. Nice. Examine the Queen's chamber.
The captain and ambassador have it handled. I've got my own mission.
Why is that lady talking to herself? I don't know, that's pretty fucking weird. Alright. Delicious 30 frames per second. It serves the situation well here. The Queen was forcing the issue in the area where she held the most power. Exactly, yeah. Isn't it? It's an interesting one. Like, the Queen held the most power in that chamber, right? So logically, decision making, like Star Trek wise, right? The Captain and Spock have told us to get friendly with one of them, right? You got to read the room. The Hatari are the most sympathetic to our particular plight that was our species in the first place. That's a good in, right? The Queen already has addressed us directly multiple times and is constantly asking us questions. As far as I can see, the ambassador of the other species isn't quite as interested, or at least isn't as engaged. It makes the most sense to jump on that and roll with it, I think. The diplomacy lady for the Hatari also seems quite friendly. So there's a few things there, I think. You can appreciate the water.
Soothing.
I mean, it's quite nice looking. I mean, the water looks like fucking Play-Doh, but, you know. Catch you later, Noble. It's quite a nice looking planet, really.
Such rough terrain. No wonder the Hatari are so tough.
Really? I thought it looked quite nice. Is this guy dead? Dude, blink if you're okay. Oh, he's moving. It's like a turtle. He's just really slow. Phew, okay. The other guys seem like cunts so far. Yeah, it's true, but that, you know, maybe there's something to that. Let's talk to Ambassador Lady first and see, you know. She's got a cool mask.
Commander Rydek, I'm encouraged to see the Federation supporting my people. I'm afraid of what might happen without your help.
I'm glad to hear it. I just hope you're not the only one who feels that way.
I apologize for that. These are unusual times, to say the least. Much is changing. For the first time in our history, the Hatari have the upper hand. We see ourselves as strong instead of downtrodden. New voices have risen up. Old voices shouted down. Galvin and Sidron have become national heroes. Now, they have the Queen's ear. Better or worse, depending on your perspective.
I get the sense you don't exactly trust them.
They're miners, not diplomats. I don't trust their instincts.
That's a fair point.
Which are leading us to war. My fear has been that the Illidians will launch an attack and crush us.
And they probably could, and that's the problem, right?
Starship, no doubt. They could have retaken the mines whenever they wanted to, but it never happened. And as strange as this may sound, I'd almost say they're afraid. I just don't know what they're afraid of.
The Queen's mighty thighs.
It's still the same bluster and bravado you would expect from them. But it has no teeth. Like they're afraid of what might happen.
Do you think it has something to do with the ion storm? Right now, it's stronger than ever, isn't it?
It's entirely possible. I'm not a scientist, but I do know the storm has knocked out all kinds of systems.
Goblin Girl needs to take a backseat, son.
So maybe the Illidians weren't willing to.
Alright, Lenny, take care of yourself.
Given all the interference.
Yeah, maybe, Fiki, maybe.
Since the day of the revolt, Galvin has seized control of the mines and restricted all access. No one's allowed without his personal authorization. And they've taken over a section of the palace with just as much secrecy and security. I'm told it could be something they brought back from the mines.
Ah.
I've made inquiries, but everyone pretends it doesn't exist. I strongly suspect they're hiding something.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. But that's what concerns me.
The writing's pretty solid in
Whatever
this,
they're hiding,
I have to
can't
be honest.
good.
How can we know?
I'd better see what's happening.
Do you think you can find out what they're hiding? I need to see proof of something before I can make my case to the Federation.
I can try, but even if I found it, I might not know what to make of it.
Take this. You can use it to capture whatever you find, and then send it to me.
That's pretty rare. Like,
thank you.
Federation tricores are pretty spicy technology.
Let you know what I find. And I look forward to our meeting again.
So I hope this was the right judgment call, right? Like, she was nice to us, we found an inn, and let's see how that goes. Tricores are super spicy. Yeah, they're actually really burly bits of tech, and the Federation's normally pretty tight on their technology. Like, nothing's quite as burly as their replicator technology is fucking super spicy, and lots of people want that. Like, the Fed's replicator technology is really, really good. To the point where it can do some crazy... I'm pretty sure that's one of the reasons they can make starships so easily. I mean, their studios almost relied entirely on narrative over graphics and gameplay, so I'd expect the writing to be good. Yeah, that's true, but I suppose, to caveat that, actually, Crab, what I mean is, it's written well as a Star Trek episode as well. I mean, whoever wrote this is either a fan or knows, is knowing what's going on a little bit, which is quite nice. The Queen's super opportunistic? Yes, probably. The Queen's... So we've got a downtrodden species. Tea, Earl Grey, hot. The Queen, yeah, I mean, she's, like, opportunistic, right? They found something in the mines that's relevant. It makes you wonder if it's a weapon. Makes you wonder if it's, oh, no, I know you didn't, Crab. I was just sort of elaborating my own thoughts on it. So I'm curious what that's going to be. What's also interesting is that they feel that they've got the upper hand, even not mocking the Federation, but they are in a way, to the point where they don't even feel they need them. So what did they find? And what's making them so confident that they feel they can make a move now? See, that's a really interesting point. And then the other species is obviously either aware of something being in those mines, therefore is not willing to launch an attack straight away. Their technology is so much better than the Hitaris. The Illidians, right? The Illidians and Hitaris. The Illidians ones are so much better than the Hitaris, according to what they've said, is it would be a no-brainer crushing contest. So what's... what would God want with a starship? What did they find, or who did they find that's willing to help from the shadows? It does make you wonder, doesn't it? Who's... Oh no, I haven't seen Jeffrey Combs in this, sadly, no. You know, that would have been fucking magical if he was. He was so good as Shran, Weiyun, and multiple other people. No gore hit on the halls, for they are slick with run. Let's speak with Sidron.
Commander, I'm glad you've chosen to side with the Hotari.
Is that Jameson Price?
I knew the Federation would see through the Elydians' baseless claims and protect the interests of my people.
The Hotari have suffered enough at the hands of the Elydians.
I couldn't agree more.
I assume you were there the day the mines were seized from the Elydians.
Not seized. Reclaimed.
It could be Crab, could be.
Restored to their rightful owners. Yes, I was there. We had to be decisive. Before the Elydians could even realize their worst nightmares upon them.
I'm curious why the Elydians haven't fought back. They have the ability to retake the mines anytime they want.
Ability is one thing. Courage is another.
Keith
The
Silverson.
Elydians
Oh, okay.
know any hostile
He's got a great
action
voice.
on their part will not end well.
Why, though?
They respect one thing above all else, and that is force. The greater the force, the more certain the outcome. Any talk of making peace is just that, and worth little without the strength to secure it. Which makes me wonder about your ship, the Resolute. Undoubtedly the Federation's finest warship. Ready to contend with anything.
What? That's not true. I mean, Commander Sisko's pimp hand is going to be one of the burlier ships. Like, Defiant class is a fucking extremely nasty. They're basically like missiles with like teeth. They're like missiles with teeth and a warp drive. The Resolute's an older refitted ship, but it might have really, really burly systems on it. I don't know. I mean, I got the impression the insides were pretty modern, so I don't know. I don't know if the Dreadnought class are like. This was a retrofitted. This has been a retrofitted war. Like it's a shit. What was the model of the Resolute? Hold on. I can't tab out because you know. Star Trek Resolute. Memory Beta, non-canon Star Trek wiki. It's a Centaur class medium cruiser. Let's have a look. No, I don't want a fucking advert. Right, sorry. Okay. Service period 2285 to 2760. Maximum speed warp 9.6. It's pretty big. It's pretty big. A cruising speed of warp 9.9 in 2410. Interesting. Oh, okay. Yeah, this thing's pretty fucking. Yeah, this thing's pretty big, lad. Actually. It's got a lot of like phasers and photon torpedo launchers. Like this thing is out there to fuck. Yeah, okay. Like, it's a weird-looking ship, but it's definitely pretty big. Oh, this Star Trek wiki is basically impossible to browse without an ad blocker. Christ almighty. It's suitable for border patrol and incursion missions. Yeah, because of it. Yeah, it's basically it's a pretty spicy ship. Like, it's not going to be, like, the top-line, like, Dreadnought-style thing, but it's pretty spicy. Why are cybernetics, even discrete ones, seemingly very rare in Star Trek? I'm not entirely sure they're rare, per se, but I thought a lot of them, cosmetic surgery in Star Trek's pretty spicy, right? So I think, I would assume a lot of people who have cybernetic implants, like, for example, Picard has an artificial heart, right? Of course, you would just never see it because it's inside him. Like, I think cybernetics are actually pretty spicy and pretty decent, but it's just that they're yeah, they're more for health reasons and stuff rather than like cyberpunk style. You replace your legs so you can fuck people better, or like put like a I don't know a missile in your cock. They don't really do that. But they like Geordie has his fake eyes. He's got cybernetic eyes, especially in the future. 7 of 9, I guess, is cheating because she's ex-Borg, but she has a lot of cybernetics. The sight visor, yes, Geordie LaForge. But yeah, Gene, I suppose a lot of it would be down to, realistically, I guess, Gene Roddenberry, like, believing in a sort of humans can do it attitude, or humanity. Federation is probably a better word. That not just humans, but the Federation as a whole can does well. But I think a lot of it's health related reasons. So yeah. Anyway.
The Illyrians might have in store. Or is that not true? Maybe I've misjudged it.
I wouldn't say state of the art, but the Resolute is plenty capable and can hold its own against just about anything.
Let's hope so. Because at the moment, it's the only thing preventing them from wiping us off the map.
Yeah, considering the amount of like shit armaments inside that thing, it is pretty burning.
A pleasure meeting you, Commander. I'm sure we'll cross paths again.
Honestly, he was actually fairly polite that time.
Sorry, I couldn't help but notice you were speaking with the Hotari this whole time. I figured in the interest of fairness, I should offer another perspective.
Of course.
I'm probably not telling you anything you don't already know, but these negotiations rely on the Federation's neutrality, as does any hope you might have for a supply of dilithium in the future. So, why you would choose to side with the Hotari escapes me. Without Illyrian involvement, there is no dilithium trade. But clearly, you weren't aware.
We are and will remain completely neutral. Our only
interest
is the peaceful resolution to this conflict.
As is ours. Of course, the question is, at what price? Major Charlotte Arminta, Special Attaché, Illyrian Armed Forces. Pleasure to meet you, Commander. I have my issues with the Hotari, but I have to give them some credit. They know how to seize an opportunity.
The size of this fucking lad.
Inciting an uprising the same day as a massive, once-in-a-lifetime ion storm.
Our assumption was that this storm was just an anomaly.
That's actually an interesting point that Axiom brings up. Yeah, I mean, not about cybernetics per se, I guess, but like with the eugenics war, they put the Federation, or humanity at the time, I guess is a better word, put a ban on fucking around with genetics to make superhumans. The most famous being Khan Noonien Sung. Forget the movie Weird Thing, but like like the augments, the augmented humans were fucking nutty. They were like 3 times as strong. I mean, these guys, they could go toe to toe with a Vulcan, which is pretty strong. And those guys are stronger in general. I think the next logical step after genetics would have been cybernetic. Yeah, it's possible that put a bin on it. It's also one of those possible, almost like a Mass Effect thing, where they're just like, don't fuck around with like genetic enhancements and stuff. And then humanity's like, but what about Medigel? And they're like, yeah, okay, that's actually really useful, but nothing else, humans. Stop that. Nothing else. But that is good. But nothing else. Cybernetic would normally become before genetics, I guess, but it depends on the universe and stuff. But I mean, humans, I don't know. The humans in Star Trek live a long time, right? They live a lot fucking longer than we do. So there's obviously something going on in terms of additional health-related goodies. So it's not. I don't think it's completely flat out pure humanity. I need to look into that. I don't really know the exacts. It's interesting.
Yes, a very convenient anomaly. At least that was what we were told. Of course, I wasn't there. But who am I to say otherwise?
You sound skeptical.
Well, the official story is that it was the storm that enabled the revolt. How else do a bunch of unarmed, unorganized miners seize control of an entire moon, much less thousands of mines? But I've talked to people who were there. They tell a different story. They say they're lucky to have escaped with their lives. That it was more than just the storm. That somehow the miners were able to harness the energy from the storm. I know it sounds crazy. I'm not even sure I believe it myself. But that's what they said.
You just answered your own question. How do a group of miners do something that in theory can't be done? That's how. Harnessing the storm.
But even if it's true, how does that even happen?
You tell me.
Yeah. I actually like that. That military guy seems... He's actually pretty reasonable with the discussion.
Excuse me, Commander Ryder.
That's actually kind of interesting. You know, those are actually pretty decent shadows against the lighting, though. Why is everyone so fucking tall? Hello. Hello, I'm short. Hello, I'm very short compared to you guys. It's over here. I keep thinking they're Solarians for some reason. Hey, Tom Tom. Not allowed this way. Alright. Let's do a slightly awkward jog. Maybe wave my arms. I should T-pose and urinate on them, and tell him it's a Kobliard custom. Hey, I see that seam. I see that fucking seam in the sky. You can't fool me, game. Yeah, I'm onto you.
Well, that was a disaster.
What happened?
The Hotari refused to concede anything, so the Elydians stormed out.
I feel having it in the throne room
The
is not...
Hotari did not invite us here as peacekeepers. I hope your efforts were more fruitful than ours.
Maybe they were. I hope we don't get her killed. That'd be a little bit awkward.
Gravitational harmonics failing to resolve. Warp bubble stability degrading. Increase output to maximum.
Increasing warp output to maximum.
It's happening again.
So we're literally we've stalled the ship. Need more gas.
It is evident that presently the Resolute cannot achieve warp propulsion.
Since our diagnostics rule out any problems with our warp systems or anything about the ship, the problem appears to be the fabric of space itself.
Space itself? You're saying
Okay.
something about this region of space prevents warp travel?
Prevents it, or can't sustain it.
However improbable, that appears to be the case.
The storm didn't stop us from leaving space dock and traveling here. But could it still be causing this interference with warp travel?
We must follow sound investigatory principles. Do not let an assumed conclusion drive your analysis.
Sometimes we need a little inspired thinking, Mr. Chovak. Captain Solano is on his way back from the negotiations, and I want to have some answers for him when he gets here.
Fabric of space broke. Shit.
Given the facts at hand, we may be able to deploy subspace probes around the ship to construct a clear picture of the phenomenon.
We love a good probe.
Around the ship. I'll prep a shuttle.
He looks so happy about that. He's like, fucking nice. I get to leave. Isn't that how he got binned? Yeah.
I'm setting up a waypoint at a distance roughly corresponding to the...
Oh great, we get to take the shuttle with fucking desperate Dan. I mean, he was very happy about the smiling though, I approve that.
edge of our warp field. When we get there, I'll deploy the first probe.
Fly the shuttle to your objective to complete a mission. Rudder to go forward, Lutter to go backwards. Oh, it's literally just... Someone will push your shuttle around. Okay. Oh shit, what if I crash into the nacelle? Do you reckon that gets us a paddling, crashing into the fucking nacelle? I bet it does.
Commander Westbrook, the Resolute systems are calibrated to receive the probe's readings. We are standing by to reproduce the warp field collapse after the first probe is deployed.
Thank you, Mr. Chovak. We'll be in position shortly.
And, Mr. Diaz, do take care in piloting the shuttlecraft. Now is not the time to indulge in the human penchant for joyriding.
That's racist. Fucking racist Vulcan.
Chovak probably isn't such a fun guy to work for, huh?
Nah, Lieutenant Commander Chovak's not so bad. You know, once you get used to him. And, I've learned a lot working under him.
I have a feeling I'm going to have to work harder to be a political animal like you. This new first officer coming aboard.
Would that be species? I guess it would be, actually. This is like the slowest impulse drive, goddamn. I think I've seen faster fucking motorbikes. You were watching the control stream, and I think I figured out the faces looked odd. And the fucking Balenciaga made you... What is it? Is it the Jaws?
This is far enough.
What does this planet do with all the rocks around it?
Westbrook here. The first probe is deployed.
That's true, actually, Grab.
We are reading
Yeah.
it. We are about to replay the simulation.
There is a... I don't know how far back that goes, though. It's quite... I think it's quite a long way back, but yeah.
Problem? I just can't get a handle on her. Commander Rydek. She rejected my plan to use a deflector pulse against the storm surge.
It's true.
But on the other, she did listen to my advice and use the whole polarity trick to get you through that excursion alive. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the new XO. I'm sure she's a fine officer, even if we don't see eye to eye. But she didn't go through what the rest of us did. You know that. And it's hard to figure out why she'd be the one Solano chose instead of, well, one of us.
Well, Captain Solano likes her, and you trust the captain, right?
I do. Yeah. I'm not sure if the transitive property is really applicable here, Diaz, but I catch your drift.
Test is running. Warp field collapse in 3.
She didn't do anything I wanted. It must be bad.
1.
Yeah.
Mark.
Oh, hello. What was that?
Whoa. All right, that is definitely a problem with the fabric of space. We need to get another probe out there.
Spooky. We balked space. We need to reboot it.
With 2 points of data, the Resolute and the probe, we've managed to get an interference pattern. I'm setting a waypoint to a particularly strong area of interference.
I can't even remember doing
Quite a
that,
second
Fiki.
probe there.
It sounds particularly violent. How do I get around this massive fucking
Listen,
rock?
I'm gonna give you a piece of advice I wish someone had given me. Make sure you're never just one thing. And don't get so focused on what's in front of your face that you lose sight of the big picture.
Alright, Mum.
Before Rydek showed up, the captain pulled me into his ready room and told me he didn't think I had the people skills to be first officer.
I mean, he's probably right. But you're a people person.
What a load of crap. I mean, if he'd said that about Chovak, sure.
I appreciate the advice, Commander. I'll make sure I keep my options open.
I don't need to tell you how to operate. You're already well on your way. You're a capable engineer. You're good in the field. Keep up the good work. Who knows? Solid jack of all departments like you could be Commander-in-Chief of Starfleet one day. Hell, Admiral Jellicoe started as a shuttle pilot. And there are places to go in the enlisted ranks, too. Of course, if you get an officer's commission, they'll put you on another ship.
You know, I'd be the best leader Starfleet ever had. Lower decks always have to fix all the problems command causes. Maybe I'd just save everybody some steps.
Well, don't forget about us little people when you're running things.
Of course not. You gotta remember where you came from.
That's quite funny. I can't believe we managed to find the world's slowest impulse drive shuttle. Although I suppose they are taking it slowly and carefully as best they can, right?
Here. This is close enough. Stop the engines.
Beep.
Deploying the probe.
I love probes.
Westbrook to Commander Chovak. We're ready for another sampling of data.
Very good. Running the simulation again. Warp field collapse in 3, 2, 1. On.
That's definitely pretty
again.
spicy.
I saw it. It seems to be directional.
Well,
Later,
about
Jaeger.
scans?
Take it easy, dude.
Anything?
Here's the readings in relation to our local space.
We've got the Resolute, Otari Prime, and the probes.
All this interference is overloading the sensor buffers. We're gonna have to triangulate the sensors manually.
It's just a stationary warping, I know. Locate interference. Ooh.
We got something.
These markers indicate peaks in the gravimetric interference patterns.
Spicy.
Let's see if I can find some more.
Not on there. Presumably one by the planet.
Hold up. This is coming from the moon.
The wizard?
Beam that blocks warp travel.
Aimed right at us.
Someone is doing this intentionally. I don't know how they're doing it. This is like nothing I've ever seen.
Why would they be doing this? We came here to help these people. And now we're getting hit by some warp-killing weapon?
Now, look here. The current readings of the ion storm.
These concentrations. They line up with the interference pattern. The storm and this beam, they're coming from the same place.
Carter, whatever petty local conflict brought us here, it's just a small part of something much bigger.
Oh shit! Very sus.
Presently, we don't have an explanation for how they're doing this. One thing is clear.
It's coming from inside the house.
Thank you, Mr. Westbrook. I want a full briefing when I'm back on board. Solano out. A targeted weapon that inhibits warp travel. Coming from the moon Tau.
That would explain the difficulties my shuttle encountered. More importantly, the tenor of the Hotari during the negotiations.
And here I thought the Elydians would be the problem. Coming to peace talks in a warship. This wasn't supposed to be so complicated.
For all their posturing, every indication is that the Elydians are afraid of the Hotari. They didn't bring their warship as a threat. They brought it because they're scared.
From everything we witnessed, I would say that is highly likely.
I wonder whose weapon this is, indeed.
What are they afraid of?
Storm weapon.
Tylus, the Hotari representative, said she thought they found something in the mines. Galvin and Sidron brought it back to the palace, but they're keeping it under tight security. She's going to investigate it. I gave her my tricorder. I expect she'll contact us soon.
Sneaky.
You found an ally.
Why would Tylus help us? Go behind her people's back? It's a fair question, considering.
She doesn't like the way Galvin and Sidron have been manipulating the situation.
Is it the Hataris? I don't know what it is. That's the interesting
Working
thing, right?
with us to go around them isn't the same as betraying her people.
Make sure they must have found something, right?
That may be true.
She's certainly more likely to help than the other Hotari we've met.
That raises another question. Specifically, what do the other Hotari have to gain in bringing us here, only to make this hostile maneuver against us? There must be some motivation.
Unless they changed their minds between when they asked and when we got
I think they want a war.
Given their indifference to the negotiations, and what we now know about this warp-disrupting weapon, it's almost as if they want to start a war. And Sidron was convinced the only thing the Elydians respect is force.
I wonder, now, what if that matches up, so they respect force, they're going to use the Federation ship as a... They even asked us directly, how powerful is your Federation ship? And we said, yeah, it's pretty burly. They're going to go, look, we can even take out a Federation ship, and they'll try and shoot out of the sky. Or out of space, I guess, and use that as like a measuring stick for how powerful they are now. I wonder if that's what it is. They found an ancient superpower and they want a super weapon or something. Yeah, ancient tech relics are not that common in Star Trek. There's a few here and there, but they're normally so far and away compared to anything else. It's normally just like you can't frig with it, or it just, it just removes things from the situation. The Enterprise found a ancient, like, probe once that basically, like, beamed half of its culture onto the Enterprise and started changing things around so they could suss out what was going on. Normally, like, the old relics tend to be malfunctioning a bit as well sometimes, but it'd be interesting to see what they have found. That's why the guy was prodding about how high the Federation's fleet power tier is in the ship here, and that's why I'm wondering, yeah. And he talked about how they respect shows of force. I still wonder if they're going to try and use the Federation ship as a look, we can blow this up, look what we could do to you. The ancient ship and the astrofield tend to be a booby trap. Yeah, and of course there's living ships as well that have been around for a long time, and little weird stuff like that. See, that's actually quite an interesting avenue of what they're doing here.
I would say he's right about that. But at least they know when to hold back.
But that does not explain why they would turn their aggressions against us.
I don't think the Elydians know what's really down on that moon either.
Major Arminta said the revolt defied explanation. That the Hatari miners somehow harnessed the energy of the storm.
Harness the energy of the storm?
Doing that is beyond even our capabilities.
So is a weapon that disrupts warp travel.
There have been civilizations and entities, both past and present, far more technologically advanced than the Federation.
The Elydians and Hotari don't fall into that category.
But that is all the more reason to investigate further.
I think it's a measuring stick as well, yeah.
Commander Rydek, sorry to interrupt. We've received an urgent call from Hatari. Queen's advisor, Tylus, has asked to speak with you.
Oh, nice.
Put her through.
Galvin and Citron are still with the Queen. I've enlisted help to gain access to the room they have under guard. I don't have much time.
Oh no, we're gonna get her binned, aren't we? She's gonna get binned on camera.
I'm not supposed to leave my post.
It's only for a moment. I so appreciate your help.
She's gonna get binned.
I found something. I'm sending you a scan.
Got it. Tylus, if we needed to gain access to the mines on Tau, is that something you could help us with?
Don't live stream yourself getting binned, yeah? It's like it bad.
I have to go.
Oh, okay. Still, that was really good for, you know.
Can we reconnect?
No, don't do that. She's obviously shut off for a reason.
Sorry, Captain. We've lost all contact.
We can only hope she escaped without harm.
It was hard to tell.
We have to help her, yeah.
We have to help her. Send another shuttle.
We're
or
not
maybe...
doing anything yet. Not until we know more. Let's see the scan of whatever the hell that
Wait, did he
was.
like that? Captain Solari liked how Jar expressed concern about any danger Tylus might be encounter. Well, yeah, because that's like a normal thing to sort of worry about someone, right? Beep.
Tylus suspects this came from the mines on Tau.
Oh god, it's the fucking R-Wing from Star Fox on the Super Nintendo. Terrifying. What are we gonna do with that, I wonder? What a horrifying creation.
It appears to be of ancient origin, but the markings are unfamiliar.
I can't let you do that, Star Fox.
But if this came from the mines, then it might be the key to how they got the upper hand against the Elydians.
Then we have to go into the mines.
The Federation would not allow that. We were, after all, sent here to be a neutral party in a peace negotiation. However, we could demonstrate that the Hotari have acted in bad faith, which would enable us to investigate the mines on Tau with full justification. But of course, we would need conclusive proof before taking action. Otherwise, it could put us in a difficult position.
Whatever this artifact is may be proof enough. At least to satisfy the Federation.
Especially if we can show the Hotari are controlling the warp disruption.
I actually really like what they're doing with this. This is
Targeting
cool.
the Resolute.
We may have a better understanding once we analyze.
It's like a Star Trek. It's just like an episode of Star Trek, really.
Mines, covert or otherwise, is not out of the question. And I will handle the Federation.
Yeah, and I was gonna argue with fucking Spock, man. It does feel like a real episode, yeah. It really does.
As I was telling Carter, I want all the data I can get on this warp problem. And the negotiating team's shuttle has been recording data all the way back from Hotari. Even better than our probes. So pull the sensor and engine ISOs from the mill.
I mean, I think I'm biased because I like Star Trek quite a bit, but you know, I'm certainly thinking this is quite cool so far. Yeah, the writing's definitely solid.
Yeah,
I agree, Pumpkin.
To run another analysis after the briefing.
Yeah, Picard did, didn't he? Yeah, that's true. Multiple times, I think.
I didn't like this warp problem when we thought it was some astronomical anomaly. And I like it a hell of a lot less now that we know someone is doing it to us.
Jesus, people.
What do we even do about it?
Just break the table.
What do you say we pull these chips and find out?
Took some
Crunch.
damage on the way. That ionic interference scored the hull plating. Might be some micro welds. Let's try pulling together.
All right.
3, 2, 1. It won't budge. Gotta be the storm damage. We need to... Welcome back. Any excitement down on the surface?
Excitement? No. Nothing like that.
Hey, can you hand me the EJ7 interlock? From the toolbox.
I don't know what that is.
Not much use for one on a security detail, huh? Carter?
Yeah, I'll get it.
This is slightly awkward. So slow. Be professional.
Okay, I'll apply pressure while you decouple the panel.
Oh, got it. Oof. Hard work this is. Oh god.
Here, I'll help.
Nice. Tug jobs rule. Go! Everyone in the cargo bay is just like, guys, really? Like, we're working here. Sorry, that was really loud, wasn't it? Oof, how bad. Guy's a perfect grip. He's a Starfleet officer, damn it. He knows his shit.
We've got this.
Open up and say ah.
Thanks for the hand. We have to get these isolinear chips down to engineering.
No problem.
Oh, no. Nice.
You really know everything about these ships, don't you? The tools, the systems. Like a walking Starfleet technical manual.
What can I say? I'm good at what I do.
I can see that.
Come on, start pulling chips.
She did not like that. The eye roll was pretty funny. Why, to say why you should like that, let's have a look. Miranda knows Carter's usual confidence was leaning towards cockiness when she returned from the Hitauri. Was it? I don't know. I'm not sure I agree with that one. Like, I think the options were, I'm good at everything, I'm good at what I do, which is, I'm not sure that's cockiness or just, you know, flat out agreeing, but was that cockiness? Wait, why do we think she's furry? Is it because she's got leopard's print? Or trill markings? Is that why she's furry? I'm not entirely convinced that makes you furry. Yes. She's not a furry. Ooh. Yeah, Bob. I thought the other one was I don't know everything. Was it? Did I misread that? Shit, that's actually on me. I actually kind of feel like I should probably redo that then. Sorry, I actually totally misread that option. I thought that was a completely different thing. Look how angry she is now. She's like, grr. Look, Spock's still alert. That's why time prompts are bullshit. Mistakes, I don't know. I like misreading a prompt because of a timer is actually, I'm not saying I'm usually keen on these kind of games. Whereas if I make a decision like with the accurate information, then it plays out. I don't mind. I know everything, I don't know everything, and I'm good at what I do. She's like, you waste of space, human garbage. Okay, alright. Alright, let's see. How far back does it actually take you? How spicy is it? Oh god, I thought I had no checkpoints.
Carter, I want all the data I can get on this.
Oh god, okay, that was actually a mistake.
Negotiating team
Okay, sorry, that's my bad. That's quite a long way back.
Even better than our pros. So pull the
I blame Spectacular Man,
when it sets
at least.
Will do.
Undo. This is 30 FPS locked. Kane is 1080p and 30 FPS. 1080p max and 30 FPS.
I didn't like this warp problem when we thought it was some astronomical anomaly. And I like it a hell of a lot less now that we know someone is doing it to us.
Oh no, oh no. Oh, I hate that.
What do we even do
No, there's no screen skip, no. You have to just watch.
So we pull these chips and find out.
You have to watch it. You guys get to suffer with me for my mistake. Sorry, Spectacular Man's mistake.
Damage on the way.
It was never my mistake, it was always Spectacular Man's mistake. And if you thought otherwise, you're wrong.
That ionic interference scored the hull plating. Might be some micro welds. Let's try pulling together.
Alright.
That's not a gaslight. Stream material. How's that tyranny?
One.
This is simply the correct.
It won't budge.
This is simply
Gotta
correct.
be the storm damage. We need to.
You can't have a revolt or a rising up without a storm weapon that generates warp field fuckery. And you don't have one, Fiki, so no revolts for you.
Welcome back. Any excitement down on the surface?
Excitement? No.
Also, the default walking animation when they're like loose, they hold their arms out like fucking Donkey Kong. I keep seeing it. It's really bugging me. Like, it looks like she's gonna fucking throw a barrel at me. Jeez.
Nothing like that.
Hey, can you hand me the EJ7 interlock?
Oh
From
no,
the
this is awkward.
toolbox?
This is awkward again.
I don't know what that is.
Not much use for one on a security detail, huh?
That's so unbelievably bitchy and unnecessary. Hey, that's like me, right? Like, someone who doesn't know computers, and I've got my head in a fucking computer, and I look up and say, could you hand me the Phillips head screwdriver? And they say, oh, I don't know what that is. And the correct response is, oh, it's the second one on the left. If you could grab that, that'd be lovely, thank you. Rather than going like, I guess you don't have much use for one when you're a fucking peasant. Ugh. That'll teach you.
Carter?
Yeah, I'll get
it. Be smug. Be professional. Be extremely smug. Show off. Be professional. And she's like, you what, mate? Yeah.
Okay, I'll apply pressure while you decouple the panel.
Yes, no, no, but yes in Bethesda ways. Yeah.
Here, I'll help.
Nice. Give it a tug. Don't do it wrong this time. I didn't do it wrong last time, obviously.
We've got this.
Oh wait, did I do it wrong?
Thanks
Who was I blaming for the actual wrong choice?
We have to get these isolinear chips down to engineering.
No problem. You really know everything about these ships, don't you?
This is where she gets sour. If you say, well, I don't know everything, and she's like, your confidence, your lack of yourself is just, your lacking confidence just upsets me.
The tools, the systems.
Well, I wouldn't say everything, but I know my stuff.
I can see that.
That's exactly it played out the same way. It played out the same way, except this time she's like, no eye roll, and she's like, I see that, but now... Miranda noticed Carter's usual confidence was tempered by some much-needed humility. Well, there you go. I'm good at what I do is not even dickish. No, I agree, actually. I agree it wasn't.
Come on, start pulling chips.
The eye roll was pretty funny, though. Oh god, why is this so slow? Oh, sweet Jesus. Beep. Beep. This is quite satisfying, actually. Beep. I'd actually love this for my job. Pull them harder. Yes. Oh, you stupid fuck!
Lewd.
Wait a minute.
What's this?
Some kind of crystal formation?
Anomaly detected. Spooky.
Whoa.
What the fuck is that face expression?
Quantized-spin crystallization of hydrogen, carbon, and lithium. It's emitting tetrametric pulses at an interval of 3.8422 seconds.
Quantized crystallization isn't natural. I mean, it's only theoretical
Alien
as a
yelp,
means to engineer matter on a subatomic level.
I mean, we know it's the thing from the mind, but these two wouldn't.
There?
Don't pick it up with your hands. No, you don't know what it is.
Wait. Regulation 364, subsection 9.
What?
Regulation 364, subsection 9 orders that in the case of an unknown foreign substance infiltrating a sealed system, it will be placed in secure confinement before further examination.
Thank you.
Retrieve a containment module.
Thank you. Fuck me.
Don't you think we're more equipped to deal with whatever this is?
No. Before anything else, this is a security issue.
She's completely correct.
You don't even know what this is.
Which is why we need to study it.
Once it's contained.
Well, if it's not natural, then someone might have put it there. It could be a tracking device. Some kind of sabotage. Or even a bomb.
A bomb!
Which is why we need to get it to the containment lab.
Come on.
I can't make an exception. Not even for you.
I'm still going to report these crystals to Commander Westbrook when we send the shuttle data.
And I will inform my superiors. I'm taking this just as seriously
Ladies,
as you
please. This is unnecessary.
But I overheard talk about the warp disruption on the shuttle. Now these crystals? Maybe this situation is more than we can handle with just a science vessel. We could trigger a distress call, get Starfleet to send more ships. Or I could send a message to my old CO on the Adirondack. Get some combat-tested vessels.
That sounds like mutiny.
We shouldn't do this alone.
We're at the edge of the quadrant. Help isn't just gonna pop over like we're in Sector 001.
Wouldn't hurt to try.
You talk like you've never had your backs up against a wall before. This is Starfleet. We solve our own problems.
At least security lady
Okay,
was
stand
sensible.
back.
Like, she is absolutely 100% correct. You should not fucking touch something. It's like the goddamn scene in Prometheus. Right? And they're like, what's this horrible looking egg thing? I'm going to put my finger in it. Oh look, it's some sort of hostile looking creature. Let me shove my face in it. Let me lick the black goo. Let me, or even worse with Alien Covenant, let me take my helmet off on an unknown planet. Can I put my dick in it? Do not insert peenie. We know the situation's fragile, and calling in more Starfleet ships seems like a terrible idea. It is, yeah, it's of course a terrible idea. Like, that could be seen as a declaration of war. We were asked here as a guest with one, and we know there's something sus going on, but until we can prove it, you can't do anything. Also, it's not for the, like, for the junior officers, like, really, to decide, or junior staff members to decide that. There's a chain of command for a reason.
Get this to the containment lab.
Nice.
We'll get it set up for you. I'll let you know when it's safely confined.
Oh, we'll be there.
Last thing you want is to study this down in main engineering and have it explode next to the warp core.
Yeah, I mean, she's completely correct. Oh my.
Almost forgot.
Can't have that.
Helemaal.
For a second, I thought she'd gone cold on you. Like she might have changed her mind. But I guess this whole situation has her spooked.
Has everyone spooked, I think.
Maybe she knows more than us. Or it's because this is all happening so fast. But she usually doesn't scare easy.
Well, of course she's taking it seriously, but that's her job. She's on duty, she's got to be on the lookout for danger.
Yeah, but talking about sending a distress call on her own...
Yeah, that's not normal.
That's going too far.
Agreed.
She was probably just thinking out loud. I'm sure she'll come to her senses. This mission has enough complications stacking up.
Now, we'll get through it. You, me, and Miranda too.
Hey, that's actually a nice little close of that scene. That was pretty clever.
Commander Rydek was able to work behind the scenes during the negotiation.
It's now at
and make
60
contact
FPS?
with a representative from the hotel
I don't know
delegation
anymore.
named Tylus.
Anyway, we'll pause it here because we know how this goes, right? If we do a little bit of this scene, it will suddenly we'll have to redo it all anyway. Oh, I've got my resolution back. Thank goodness. I can see again. Ah. Fucking thing. Just do the next room, it's not a boss, it'd be fine. just play 5 more minutes, what could go wrong? That was a cute little transition though, I liked it. I like the little closey box. She's probably doing it her own now, but at least we're not complicit with it, I guess. Yeah, interesting to see where this is gonna go. I've been thoroughly enjoying this so far. This has been some good stuff. Like, honestly, I've been pretty impressed. It's not perfect. The PC port is one of the worst things I've ever seen. It's unfathomably ugly, but it's a pretty decent Star Trek like experience. It's a good it's like a pretty solid. If this was an episode of Star Trek, barring the fact that obviously there's a bit of a slower pacing to it, simply because of what's going on, you know, because we're controlling it and stuff, and there's a bit of downtime as we're doing bits. It's really decent. Like I'm just really impressed. Star Talk. Delicious Star Talk. I'm intrigued what the plot's going to be, true. I mean, the interesting thing is, it doesn't seem, with the writing as it is, I don't think it's going to be quite as cut and dry as potentially as it could seem. And that's kind of got me intrigued, you know, a little bit. I wonder how long it'll be. I bet it's going to be something along the lines of, like, 5 to 8 hours. It's probably not going to be huge. We've done, like, what, 3 streams of it with an hour? We've probably done about 4 hours so far. Ish, I reckon. So probably another couple. Like, maybe 3. One of it's a unique mineral they found, not ancient tech. Yes, and they for some reason that allows them to, like, direct like, anomalies or something weird like that. I feel that ancient tech is definitely an easy cop-out, but it could be. It could be. And again, it's not super common in Star Trek, but... You're betting that both sides are going to have well-intentioned people. I think it might be a conspiracy between two sides, right? Trying to gain power. Like, one of the tall purple alien dudes or whatever is... you know... in on it along with the guys who freed the mine or whatever. That could be something I could see happening. And, you know, they've got the Queen's ear now, and maybe they stage that revolt perfectly all at the same time, which would require a lot of planning. That would require a lot of efficient planning to prove loyalty to the Queen and then manipulate her. Trilithium? I think it's dilithium, isn't it? Not trilithium? I thought it was a dilithium mine, like D, not a trilithium mine, but I could be wrong. Yeah, interesting. Like, honestly, I'm kind of fascinated with how it's going to go. Good stuff. Well, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you've had a delicious time. Tomorrow we'll do more Goblin Girl in Survival Land. And, yeah, I look forward to playing more Star Trek. I'm really enjoying it. But I would, because I'm a big Star Trek fan and I'm a huge fucking nerd. You know. Oh, I mean, Die Young. We're going to play Die Young. Yeah, Star Trek. Yeah. Alright, thanks for watching, everyone. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Do take care. Love a lot of you. Mwah. Cheers. Peace.